I do no harm to myself, my family, my community, other families or communities who live in peace and unity with others. I am protection.
This is our fourth discussion of the universal law called I am protection. It is one of the 11 universal social laws represented by the guiding principles of peace and unity. In our previous talk about I am protection, we discussed the epidemic of black children, women, and men who are missing. The number and frequency are alarming. We talked about why is this happening, who is responsible, and how do we stop it. As always, let's put this into proper context. There are three critical areas to the success of the black community in Africa and the African diaspora. They are culture, education, and economics. In this video series, we continue to examine issues and concepts related to creating a culture to develop self-love, which those who care about the black community may examine and consider. Let's define culture first. We must define it because most of us have wrong ideas about what culture is. We think culture is the music we listen to, or the style of clothing we wear, or our celebrations and holidays, or whether we eat with a fork, knife, and spoon, or with our hands. Those things and activities are not culture. Culture comes from the word cultivate, which is related to the domestication and growth of plants. Culture is like a gardener who cultivates a young plant by tying it to a stand for support, putting it in a certain location, and watering it. The gardener does that to foster the growth of the plant to become tall and strong, so it does not grow bent and crooked, so it does not become a weed. The gardener does this with labor, care, and study to ensure that her plants are the best. Culture is a system to cultivate and civilize people. This is done by tying people to universal laws and standards of behavior based on a foundational premise: do good, do no harm. So people will grow strong, not bent and crooked. If you care about the children, women, and men of black communities, you will use labor, care, and study to make sure that they are at their best. Tie yourself, your family, and your people to the universal social laws called the guiding principles of peace and unity. I meditate to relax in all situations. I am peace. I bring and keep together the families and communities who live in peace and unity with others. I am unity. I learn how to learn. I am knowledge. I create for myself, my family, and my community. I am power. I obey the laws of my family and community that are in harmony with peace and unity. I am law. I do no harm to my family, other families, or my community. I am protection. I choose the feelings, thoughts, and actions that are in harmony with the principles of peace and unity. I am control. I have fun and work with my family and my community. I am cooperation and harmony. I am careful about what I believe. I accept ideas and beliefs that are in harmony with these guiding principles. I am correct ideas and beliefs.
With all my heart, I take care of my family, other families, and communities that are living according to the principles of peace and unity. I am devotion. I keep a clean body. I have clean habits. I eat healthy food. I exercise. I care for my environment and planet. I abuse no substance or drug. I am strength.
This is how your ancient ancestors built advanced civilizations that lasted for thousands of years. Many of us admire the great pyramids and temples and apparent wealth of our ancient ancestors. What is most important to understand is that those achievements came from our advanced social organization. Social organization based on universal laws. This is what is important for you as Black people and Black communities to understand today. That is what the guiding principles of peace and unity will help you do today. Currently, Black communities are living in varying levels of social chaos, corruption, poor health, and economic stagnation as a result of holding on to conditioned behaviors from slavery and colonialism. It is these conditioned behaviors which have destroyed self-love within us and within our communities, and which prevent us from advancing culturally and economically, or even solving our own problems. Let's look more closely at the universal social law called I am protection. The principle says, I do no harm to myself, my family, my community, other families and communities who live in peace and unity with others. That's a nice sentiment and intention, right? But to understand what that beautiful sentiment really means and make it real, we must look at the violations of the universal law called I am protection. The violations tell us how to live according to I am protection. The violations tell us how to live according to I am protection. The violations are sexual harassment, sexual abuse, assault, child abuse, crimes against humanity, murder, rape, animal cruelty, verbal abuse, bullying, kidnapping, torture or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, distributing or selling substances that cause addiction, unjust war, enslavement, extortion. Many violations. In our community discussions, we may even identify more violations. Most important, many of us are guilty of these violations. We must together create systems to hold ourselves and each other responsible and accountable for our violations. That will come later. What is good about these violations is that our community can conduct discussions and even debates about them, about how to hold each other responsible, how to hold each other accountable so that we can cleanse ourselves of these violations. With I am protection and the other guiding principles of peace and unity as a foundation, culture will, 1, prepare you for life. 2, foster your growth. 3, improve you as a person and a community. And 4, will allow you to solve problems in your community and even in your family and even within yourself. You can always download a copy of all the guiding principles of peace and unity and their violations at our website, thegppu.org. We will show you how to use them. Now, back to the universal law called I am protection and the epidemic of black children, women, and men who are missing. How do we prevent this? When we have better control of our economics, we can put resources towards addressing these problems. We will give material support to those in our community who are dedicated and trained to provide services to prevent and stop this terrible epidemic. But since we don't yet have control of our economics at this time, we will first focus on education and networking. We will provide education and information to help prevent kidnapping and abductions. Your job will be to share this information and education with members of your family, groups of friends, and your community. Be explicit, loud, and unapologetic about it. Keep your eyes open and don't be afraid to call authorities if you see something or anything that's suspicious in your community. Of course, you can always share images and information about our missing. That can help locate them. But critical to fighting this problem is sharing education and information that will help us prevent it. You can share this video and other I Am Protection videos to follow. That is what the universal law called I Am Protection asks you to do and learn. There are video links and other links in the description below. Please share them, talk about them. That is the way to create a culture of self-love based upon the universal law, I Am Protection. You can watch our previous discussions about the guiding principles of peace and unity at the Guiding Principles of Peace and Unity on Facebook and YouTube. Until we meet again, do good, do no harm.